Begins 5. Eyewitness News at noon starts now.
And good afternoon to you. I'm Natalie Tejeda. It is official. The Vatican has finally announced a date for the conclave. This Tuesday, March 12th, the election of the new pope will begin. Randall Pinkston has all the details. And of course, we'll have much more on that coming up on Eyewitness News at 4. But taking a look outside, it's a little overcast today. Paul, what happened to our sunshine? Is this a preview of what's to come for the weekend? All right, thanks so much, Paul. Well, nearly 200 years after being written at the Alamo, the historic Travis letter made a brief return visit to our beloved Texas shrine. The past few weeks, thousands have flocked to see it in person. But this morning, it was boxed up and shipped back to Austin. Marvin Hurst has the details on that special security that went into its departure. Well, and now that that victory or death letter is back in Austin, the focus is now on the historic Alamo itself. Texas lawmakers are hoping to bring the Texas shrine back to its historic size, but it may cost quite a bit. Earlier this week, State Representative Mike Villarreal filed a bill to designate the area around the Alamo as historic. Now, some businesses would be affected by the bill, making them have to relocate. The price tag to restore the Alamo to its original footprint, say officials, well, around $100 million.
It would be great. I think it would be wonderful if they can find the money for it.
I do not understand how you can be disappointed showing up and seeing awesome history like this. And the expansion, to me, would just change it.
Well, the bill isn't approved just yet. It now has to pass through the Recreation and Tourism Committee. Well, new information this noon in a horrible wrong-way crash that left a woman fighting for her life. Bexar County officials say the man was texting and driving when he hit a guardrail and then another car while traveling the wrong way down I-35. It happened around 3 this morning near Benton City Road in Von Ormy. The wrong-way driver sideswiped a car, flipping it over and causing it to land on its roof. Investigators don't believe that alcohol was a factor. And a motorcyclist is dead after crashing his bike off of 281 in Grayson early this morning. Police say he was riding northbound on 281 when he struck debris in the road and then lost control of his bike. The man was thrown over his handlebars and then fell off the highway overpass, landing 26 feet below. He was not wearing a helmet and died at the scene. It is unclear at this time if alcohol was involved. Police are still investigating. And despite notices of furloughs and downsizing, the latest employment reports from Washington are showing a positive trend for the economy. It seems that businesses across the nation are hiring workers, even though some government employees could soon be joining the unemployment line. Tara Mergener has this report from Washington.
The latest jobs report surprised Wall Street. The government says employers added 236,000 jobs in February, much higher than the 160,000 economists predicted. The unemployment rate dropped from 7.9 to 7.7%, the lowest level in 4 years.
The jobs report was excellent. I mean, compared to what we've been seeing over the last year and what we've been expecting for 2013, there's no denying the jobs report was very good.
Almost every industry is hiring more workers, from manufacturing to healthcare. But the biggest gains were in construction, thanks to an improving housing market.
Private companies may be hiring, but the government continues to let people go. 31,000 jobs were cut in the past 2 months, and more layoffs are on the way.
The Obama administration says $85 billion in automatic spending cuts could lead to hundreds of thousands of job losses in the coming months. Eric Hardman knows the feeling. He was laid off from PBS television almost 2 years ago and is struggling to find a steady job that pays the family's bills.
It's been very difficult trying to meet our mortgage and other payments. We've had to dip into our savings, pretty much exhausting most of that.
He hopes the improving job market will improve his chances of finding full-time work. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Washington.
And coming up, imagine going through life without being able to see or smell. One teenager's reality. And bin Laden's son-in-law behind bars and in front of a judge. Those details are coming up. Well, imagine being invited to a birthday party for the Ku Klux Klan. One Houston mother says that's just one example of the racially charged bullying her son experiences at school. Justin Howard goes to Tomball Junior High in a suburb outside of Houston. His mother says he's oftentimes the victim of bullying, and more often than not, it has racial undertones. The most recent example was an invitation he received for a fake KKK birthday party. The school has confirmed that 2 students who wrote the letter have been disciplined, but the boy's mother doesn't think her son is protected enough.
They need to know that there are consequences and not just a day in ISS or, one-day suspension where they can go home and play video games all day.
While more parents do seem to be concerned about the bullying and what has happened, the mother thinks parents should teach their children that racism and bullying is not okay, no matter if it's serious or just playing around. And an amazing story of triumph over adversity. A 16-year-old girl in North Carolina is one of a few kids in America with no eyes or a nose, but she doesn't let that slow her down. Cassidy Hooper leads an independent, joyful life, and she says she's not bothered by her circumstances. She works closely with the blind and deaf students at her school, but the exciting new process she's going through is getting a nose. This is a multi-year and multi-surgery procedure, but she only has 4 surgeries left and should be done by the end of the year. And not guilty. The son-in-law of Osama bin Laden has entered his plea in a New York courtroom. He's charged with assaulting Americans. We'll have a full report coming up. And men, stay tuned. It's a special day for all women. What you should know before you head home.
You're watching Ken's 5 Eyewitness News.
Well, the man believed to be al-Qaeda's top propagandist after the 9/11 attacks was arraigned in federal court this morning, just blocks from where the World Trade Center stood. Suleiman Abu Ghaith will be tried here in the United States despite objections from some lawmakers. Riley Hall has the details. And take a look at this video. Power lines are smashed by a falling tree in Indiana, but authorities say it actually saved lives. You can see the tree bounce after falling right into the lines, but it could have been much worse because the lines kept the tree actually from hitting people and passing cars. And the whole thing was caught on a police car's dash cam, and cars are swerving to avoid it. Fortunately, no one was hurt in Wednesday's storm. Energy crews later had to cut the tree down in order to fix the lines. But Paul,
wow, that was a close call, man.
I know. And I know we've got a few rainstorms planned for this weekend, but I'm sure nothing like that.
Oh, not even close. I mean, we can't even put those in the same ballpark.
No,
but
no.
Yeah, those folks driving down, I mean,
Right?
they don't know
realize
how fortunate
yeah,
they were.
I mean, we were looking at some snowstorm there and some heavy winds and snow, and
Yeah.
I'm sure, but we've got maybe a few storms.
Right. We may see some thunderstorms Saturday night into Sunday morning. I think we could pick up an inch of rainfall, but that's all good news. And Natalie, Sunday morning, going to be wet.
Looking at that 70% chance, so that's not a if we're going to get rain, it's when.
It's pretty definite, yeah, Sunday morning.
So I know we've got a bunch of stuff planned. I know there's the 5K9, the big run for
Could be
Petco
wet
and the
Sunday
ACS.
morning.
So, all right, going to be a wet run.
That's
All right.
right.
Okay, Paul, here's the thing for you to do.
Yeah.
You have to pick up some flowers for Gina.
Okay.
And guys, you need to listen up and do a little something nice for all the women in your life, because today is International Women's Day. It's time to honor all the women in your life, past and present. The annual holiday celebrates women's political, economic, and social accomplishments. There are events held worldwide to honor today's holiday. And a fun fact for you, out of the 7 billion people in the world, about half are women and girls. And here's a woman that deserves a few kudos today for this quirky lesson. A creative Kansas kindergarten teacher married fun and learning by marrying the letters Q and U to help teach her kids about the alphabet. The class hosted a wedding uniting the pair of letters that are rarely separated when spelling a word. The kiddos had a ceremony, reception, cake, and even a little dancing. And it looks like everyone had quite a good time. Yeah, looks like fun, right?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know Q and U could get married, but...
Well, apparently they did, you know.
Okay.
And you know what else is good? Mr. Food's Test Kitchen. They're making potato-crusted fish and chips. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And coming up today, first at 4, a horrific case of abuse. Texas police catch up to a man wanted for shooting and terrorizing his ex-girlfriends. Plus, a school bus driver caught texting while driving. And 3D art, the latest gadget that promises to bring your drawings to life. It's all new today, coming up first at 4.
Well, I'll go for that.
I'll go for that.
Look good.
Those fries look great, too.
I'll do that every time.
And
I love
weather?
fish. As we hit through the rest of the day, we've got a lot of moisture rolling in, so a lot of cloud cover. We may see a few breaks in the clouds, but not many. As we head into tomorrow, just a slight chance of picking up a shower, about a 20% chance. And then Saturday overnight, Sunday morning, better chance of seeing some rain then. So, Luminaria, I think for the most part, okay Saturday night.
Yeah.
But Sunday morning, I think those events is going to be pretty wet.
And we have some kids, especially in Kamala County, heading into spring break next week. Are they going to be able to do some tubing, you think?
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah?
It's going to be kind of cool for tubing.
Well, let's hope the weather behaves for them. At least they'll get some sunshine. All right, that's going to do it for us in Eyewitness News at noon. The Bold and the Beautiful is up next. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd try the tubing.
Uh-oh.
Maybe go down to South Padre, maybe?
No tubing
not,
for you.
Not here, no. I don't see it.